Chapter 4. Fleeting Peace. The next day Kariko was busy preparing breakfast when a timer went off. It was time for her to wake up Sena. She had Karen take over the cooking. She knocked on the door, but there was no reaction from inside. Sena never locked his room in case there was ever an emergency. Since there was no reaction, she should have entered the room immediately and woken him, but Kariko was hesitant to enter Sena's room. She was conscious that he had grown up and should be waking himself up. She thought up an excuse to enter and entered anyways. "Good morning, Sena-chan," Kariko gently said with hesitation. "No, stop another 5 minutes, please, only 5 minutes. Mom? Are you still a child?" Kariko was relieved by Sena's innocent sleeping face. "Sena, it's morning, get up." She pulled off his covers and was surprised to see his morning wood. "Oh, it's you. Good morning, Kariko-san," he said. Waking up, he noticed Kariko gazing at his clothes. He hurried to conceal his morning boner. "Oh wow." Arie and Jaikirin came into the room and looked at Sena. "So Sena, which one of your maids do you want to help you?" Kariko slapped both of them and Sena at once, and then dragged the two women out of the room into the kitchen downstairs. "Why are you here? You have no reason to be here," Kariko said coldly. "Well, I wanted to wake up Sena and have breakfast with him." Karen led them to the kitchen and noticed Sena walking out of his room. She intercepted him. "Good morning, Sena. Breakfast is already ready. Please sit down in your favorite place, and I'll bring it to you." "Oh, okay." Karen encouraged Sena to sit at the table farthest away from the kitchen. She went into the kitchen and got rice and miso soup and put it in front of him. Something about the situation made Sena see a bit of Kariko and Karen. They were both serious types. As Sena thought about it, the images of Karen and Kariko overlapped. "Here you go." He suddenly met eyes with Karen. Sena turned bright red. "Oh, thank you." Sena hurriedly deflected his eyes. He noticed Karen also blushed. "Please eat slowly. If you need anything else, please don't hesitate to call me." Karen put some distance between herself and Sena. Kariko came out of the kitchen and Karen set up breakfast for her on the side opposite of Sena so they could talk. Karen bowed and headed to the kitchen. Karen exhaled when she went into the kitchen. She was finally liberated from that awkward situation. Arie was busy scooping out a bowl of rice and was full of energy. Jaikirin was sitting down icing her face, which had yet to recover from Kariko's slap. Kariko and Sena sat on the side opposite of each other eating rice in awkward silence. "That smells delicious," Irma said coming in. "Irma." "Good morning, Sena." "Morning, Kariko-san." Irma ate some of Sena's food. "Irma, that isn't for you," Kariko said. "You know what? I'll let you two eat by yourself for a while so you two can make up." "I can't believe you haven't done it already." "We aren't fighting," Kariko said. "Here, Sena-chan," Irma said, holding out a bite of food in front of Sena. "Say ah." Sena reflexively ate it like he was a baby bird and Irma was his mother. "I thought you two would be playing newlyweds like this by now," Irma said. "Quit joking around and eat," Kariko said, looking away. However, she looked in the direction of where a mane was coming from and was surprised by what she saw. A mane in her undergarments. "A mane? What do you think you're doing running around like that?" Kariko yelled. Ignoring Kariko's shouting, a mane moved to the chair next to Sena and hugged his arm. "How's your condition? Are your muscles in any pain?" Sena desperately diverted his face. "What is that?" a mane said, noticing Kariko's slap mark. Kariko turned red. "I'm sorry about the other day, Sena. I hope you're not mad." A mane forcibly turned her face towards Sena's and did exactly the same thing that Irma did earlier with the food. "Say ah." "A mane, cover up," Kariko said, pulling a mane away and handing her an apron to wear. "Somehow that's even worse." "A mane." But Kariko's anger surpassed a mane's sex appeal. "What's going on in here?" Arie," a mane said. Arie looked at the situation. "Didn't anyone ever teach you not to talk while eating? And also, a mane. What are you doing?" A naked apron is a sacred dress that should be shown only to truly important people. Besides that, it is a special item that activates its maximum effect in a closed space with only two people making love. You were a fool to try to use it out in the open like this. Arie said way too seriously, but after all she was a philosopher. I can't tell if she is being serious. Sena, Arie said. Yes. Can you come to my house with me? I will show you the proper essence of the naked apron, Arie said. She was serious after all. Kerslap. A furious Kariko whacked her again. You need to hurry up and leave. If you don't go now, you're going to be late for work. Kariko said, dragging Arie off. Ow, my face, Arie said as she was dragged off. Approximately 15 minutes later, they were all at the shuttle port on the roof to see Arie off. I also want to train Sena, so I can give him a massage, Arie said. Too bad. Mikami-sama told me you're going to be busy today. Kariko roared, violently throwing Arie into the cruiser. Oh yeah, Sena is all mine. That reminds me we've got to get to work soon. Kariko, who heard Amane's happy words and ran to Karen and clasped her hands tightly. Please, Karen, you're the only one here who is reliable. Keep watch over Amane. Please ask Kakurin to help. Kariko whispered to her. Karen nodded silently. Kariko then grasped Jayakiran's hands, this time expressionlessly. Please, Jayakiran, you do not have to do anything. Do not move any closer to Sena, otherwise I might have to put extra power into my hands the next time they are on you. She said to her to intimidate her. Yes, I understand. Well then, get to work. The cruiser slowly started moving away from the dock with its door open. You bastards! I will train with you, Sena, Arie said, crying out the door of the cruiser. Arie, don't be so childish. Arie, before you go, do I need to know anything about Sena's NB? Kariko asked. Arie stopped crying. Kariko-chan, come with me and I'll fill you in. Arie made the cruiser come back for Kariko and Irma. Sena, meet me in the living room in 5 minutes. Amane called to him. Sena went into his room and changed outfits. Master NB, who sensed Sena's presence, activated without warning. Wow, Arie's voice nearly gave me a heart attack. Master's pulse seems normal. No defects were found in the heart. I didn't mean literally. Oh, you meant you were surprised. I see. Oh wow, it understands something as subtle as that. That's amazing. I really should change its voice though. Oh, right, I'm supposed to go downstairs. Amane will scold me if I'm late. The one called Amane is my master's instructor. Please take me with you if you are going to see her. I am supposed to be with you to help you maintain your schedule. Okay. As soon as Sena could quickly change clothes, NB suddenly rose. I do not need you to carry me. Oh wow, it's floating. I can fly it over Mach speed. I can even move in space. Move in space? I have no super space navigation functions though, so it would take some time, but it is possible to use me for interplanetary navigation. That's amazing. Let's hurry, we shouldn't make your instructor wait. Right. Sena followed NB out of the room and went down the stairs. Amane, who was reading a book on the sofa in the living room, noticed that Sena had come down and looked up. Is that the NB Arie-san was talking about the other day? I would like to double-check the master's schedule with his instructor. Is that okay? Wow! What is that, Arie's voice? Amane stared at NB. Yesterday, when I started it, this was its voice. Huh. Arie is such a kook. Ms. Instructor. NB said, reminding Amane of its question. Well, when the curriculum of Sena is announced at the GP Academy, I will update you, but for now his studies are on hold as we get data on his abilities for a while. Roger that. Well then, Sena, we will be doing blocks again like yesterday, so get ready. By the way, what did you name it? I haven't thought about it yet. Wait, then why do you need NB if you haven't even decided a name for it? Amane looked at NB with interest. She sat on the sofa with NB and started something like a monitor and started tinkering with NB. What are you doing, Amane? Its voice is annoying. I know of one much better. I will customize it for you, don't worry. May I accept customization from the instructor master? Oh, yeah, I don't mind that. Okay, that said, NB accepted access from Amane. A lot of monitors started up and Amane began to hit the keyboard. I'll also put in various kinds of interesting software. You won't regret it. Please, please. Amane, wait a moment. Sena remembered the friendship folder that was in the NB and panicked. He attempted to get back NB. However, Sena had forgotten that the load on his body was dropped for training, and he jumped over a main and hit the wall. What are you doing? Well, I guess there is something you don't want me to see in it. Sena remembered that friendship folder had already been seen by a number of people. Amain began to gently investigate the contents of NB's memories. I need to just delete that folder already. Oh, that's odd. There's nothing in this folder. I was expecting to find a friendship folder on here. After all, you have made some friends, right? A friendship folder must be a thing here. But what does that term even mean? It's a good thing it deleted itself. In that case, I'll put in one of my friends' friendship folders that I got back when I was a model. No, I don't need it, refused Sena. If Kariko knew that I received something like that from Amain, it's likely to rain with blood up in here. Well, it's fun to get them secretly and watch them. I guess, Sena said. While rubbing his bumped head, he headed to the building block and tried to begin training when. Get off my lawn, NB's voice changed to that of an old man. What the heck? I like a warm glass of milk before bed. Amain, what did you do to NB? Oh, this? It's just some AI character software. Please do not put such a strange thing into my NB. Ahaha, it's not strange, it's hilarious. Besides, we need more men in the house. She was done, changing its settings, and quickly lost interest and went back to her magazine. Kariko and Irma, who were watching what was going on in the living room from the cabin of the cruiser, were rolling around laughing in spite of being in front of Arie. I wonder who deleted Sena's friendship folder. Was it you, Kariko-chan? I don't mess with other people's belongings. Kariko stopped smiling and glanced at Arie. I just figured it would be you, since Sena is still a minor. It is too early for him to see such things. Sena will not be a child forever. I know that I can't keep treating him like one. There are few people who dislike Sena's bad luck here. I hope he will pursue real women instead. Like Mickey Steinbeck or something? I hate that girl. She used Sena for her father. I cannot trust Sena with that child. She looks a lot like you, that girl. We are not alike. Well then, what if I told you she looks like Tsukiko-chan? Why are you bringing up my mother? In Kariko's mind, an image of Tsukiko and Miki overlapped. Kariko and Tsukiko were said to be very similar. The same went for Kariko and Miki. No matter what you say, that girl is not fit for Sena. Perhaps you have an incestuous hatred? No. Kariko glanced at Irma. Irma hid behind Arie like a cat surprised by a loud noise. The problem is not Miki-san, but Amain and Jaikirin. In any case, unlike Jaikirin, I do not think that Amain is a big problem. Either way, I'm not happy with the situation. We're going to have to live with Sena for about 2 more weeks, and during that time we have no way of keeping track of him throughout the day to make sure she isn't up to anything. Actually, I hate to say this, but please look through this, Arie said. A monitor showed up in front of Irma and Kariko's eyes. The report explained that there were many more spies than they initially thought, and they were still weeding them out, and the ratio of freshmen that were actually spies was still being determined. So, Arie, what you're saying is that it will be a while before Sena will return to the dormitory. I see. So that's why contact with the academy had been interrupted. Hyo Kamachi, a giant woman, said, standing across from Ryoko Balta in a dark space. She was one of the top executives of the Daruma Guild. What was displayed before Kamachi was the same report Arie showed to Kariko. There is nothing in this report pointing to the Daruma Guild, which is good, because this is clearly Terrance's organization's doing. There is no doubt about his involvement when I look at the data. To Kamachi's cool tone, Ryoko gazed away as if frustrated. Is that so? So what are you going to do with this information? If there is no objection to me doing so, Ryoko, I have to report this back to the Daruma. I don't like the way Terran does things. And I don't want to admit it, but this is no longer my fight, Ryoko said. He is a direct successor to the Shank Guild that was originally destroyed by Jurai. Although it was a medium-sized organization, it had a long history, so this is a complicated matter. Even I am not sure what to do. His military force is necessary for the current guild. Why do you need such an evil person as an ally? As long as his enemies are the same as ours, we both benefit. This conversation had been repeated many times in the past. But indeed his way of doing more than necessary makes us feel he has a sense of hostility towards the guild, and there are many executives who are concerned about it. He needs to be put on a leash. So this information is good for me. I agree. Please continue collecting information. Ryoko's stereoscopic picture disappeared and only Kamachi was left in a pitch dark space. So, what's your impression? Kamachi said to an empty space. A moment later, Kamiki Sito Jurai appeared, who should have been both their enemies. You passed. Depending on your approach to this, I have an idea for this situation you might enjoy. I'm satisfied with her information. I think this situation will work out for our mutual benefit. Mutual benefit? No way, how? It's still too early for me to conclude that. For now, that is enough to just get Tarrant on a leash. Now then, the list of arrested inmates you requested, all of them are to be transferred here, right? Many of the space pirates who were caught up in the bad luck of Sena had been requested to be handed over from another country for various reasons. Most of them were going to be executed immediately, if for nothing more than keeping their mouths shut. By detaining them in Jurai, their deaths could be postponed. Yes, I'd appreciate it if you do so. It's better to be a hostage than being executed. I'll see you around.